Hello, English Class 111. This is my third speech for this online class. My camera person can please pan over to my audience. They will have the pleasure of enjoying my speech today. Alright, let's begin. Mixed martial arts has been around for the past 15 years. It is primarily viewed through the UFC, which is a broadcasting company which offers its programming through Spike TV, or you can order the pay-per-view through television. It combines boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, judo, and Muay Thai, all in one sport, which most other fighting sports don't do yet. Mixed martial arts has often been viewed as a sport where there are no rules and regulations, but in reality, there's a very defined set of rules and requires a great amount of sportsmanship for its fighters. When the UFC started, there were no real rules or weight classes, for instance. The only real rules they had were no eye gouging and no fish hooks to the mouth. But now there's a very defined set of rules, such as, well, of course, no eye gouging and fish hooks, but no stomping on the head of a ground opponent, no kicking a ground opponent in the head, no landing a knee to a ground opponent's head, no vertical elbows from the down position, no headbutting, and of course no groin attacks. And you can't hold on to a fighter's shorts either. What differs the UFC from most other fighting sports is that they actually fight in an octagon instead of a boxing ring, which is pretty cool, because the octagon is surrounded by a cage which the fighter can use to gain an advantage position and actually continue the fight up against the cage. The only fall against it is the fighter cannot grab onto a cage to gain an advantage. The UFC offers a way of winning a fight called a technical knockout. This is when a referee can actually stop a fight when the fighter is not intelligent in defending himself during a fight, which I think is a great thing because unlike boxing, the UFC or any mixed martial arts, any professional mixed martial arts in general, has had no deaths, which in boxing there is, and I think the TKO rule generally helps this because in boxing a fighter can get knocked down 100 times and get back up and still fight with a severe concussion. But in the UFC, when a fighter gets knocked down with a severe concussion, it's more common for the fight to be called by the ref because he's going to not defend himself. The UFC offers 5 weight classes: lightweight, which goes up to 155 pounds, welterweight, which is 171 pounds, middleweight, which is 185 pounds, light heavyweight, which is 205 pounds, and heavyweight, which goes up to 285 pounds. Each weight class has its own championship belt, and fighters are allowed to fight for it, which consists of a 5-minute round fight, which is a pretty good event, really. The Ultimate Fighter is a relatively new program offered by the UFC, which allows a group of fighters in their weight division to actually live in a house and train with 2 highly ranked professional fighters, and they actually are fighting for a contract into the UFC, which they offer a 6-figure salary to them. Ultimately, mixed martial arts isn't as brutal and violent as most people would think. Although there may be a lot of trash talk and slander before the fights, the fighters usually touch gloves at the start of each round and show general concern for injured and unconscious fighters. Some fighters even fight their friends. I hope that this gives you a little more knowledge pertaining to this new and exciting sport. Thank you very much and have a good night.